Valuation and due diligence. Valuation analysis starts with core asset valuation. We use multiple methodologies, all very well established, such as discounted cash flow, comparable asset analysis, or recent transactions in the market, particularly for a public business that's been sold. We look at risk. We analyze the risks through recent market trends within the industry. We look at the company's balance sheet, its assets, debt, and equity, and various ratios within the balance sheet. We also look at the competitive landscape and how the business is viewed within that landscape. We look at cost-saving scenarios for operations overlap, or how one business's infrastructure and technology can create leverage and better pricing as a combined business. We finally look at synergies within the two businesses to create pricing leverage, cost leverage with your suppliers, for example, and finally creating better financing of debt through improvement in investment rating or simply getting better terms with financial institutions. Valuation bookends basically starts with what we just went through. It's a core asset valuation when we layer the risks and the upsides for synergy and cost savings. We then run those assumptions and numbers through multiple scenario and simulations. And at the end of that process, what we come up with is the upper limit value and lower limit value, which is very useful for your negotiation strategy. Carve-out acquisition has a few more steps before we get to asset valuation. This is a scenario when one entity acquires a segment of another business. And in order for the valuation to happen, we need financial statements for that segment alone. And this is created on a pro forma basis for the last 2 or 3 years, typically where accounting firms come in and create those financial statements. The next step is to look at the cost structure of that segment as a standalone business. And this is very important because some of the agreements on the supplier's side and on the distribution side may trigger a renegotiation of terms in case of change of control. So we have to make sure the cost structure can exist on an ongoing basis and assess all the risks of the acquired segment as a standalone business.